I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm fucking scared.
First, you're gonna tell me about this science stuff.
Sorry about that. What is a scientist?
You caught me like I'm experimenting with
Science!
It's like magic with electricity.
I know that. I'm not stupid. I'm smarter than you.
The smartest scientists in the entire world all agree
Science is a liar sometimes.
Seriously, this could not seem less scientific.
Those idiots don't know anything about science.
It's science.
I believe it's pronounced science.
This is the least scientific thing I've ever seen.
So I'm just experimenting with them.
You be quiet!
Thank you, scientist.
As I mentioned, under the guise of science, I am Charlie.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Yeah.
We're back to a sciencey style now.
Very sciencey. So much science.
Yeah. All of it. All of the science.
I'm actually pretty terrified of the first article we're going to talk about tonight.
That's pretty crazy.
Because I read over a decent chunk of it and was like, this is a lot. And then I scrolled up and was like, oh, shit. If you press play, someone will read the article to you. So then they did it, and I heard more of the words, and as I was hearing more of the words, I was like, this is going to be harder than I thought.
I was reading them different.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. We have some, we're going back to space for this one. And this particular first article that you're talking about is cutting edge hypothesis shit. There's not even an experiment to prove it. It's a hypothesized experiment.
Cutting edge hypothesis. Good hip hop album name, I think.
It could work.
Underground, indie stuff.
Yeah.
No mainstream stuff.
It's like a cannabis type shit or.
Absolutely.
I don't know if
his first mixtape.
Yeah. Before things happen.
This first article was like, it's pretty much, it's what if there was a third thing, right? Like, in addition to quantum theory and the general what is the
general relativity, GR? Yeah,
okay,
so
GR. Damn it, that was close.
Close. It was good. Yeah, I can give a high level synopsis quick. Okay. So, high level synopsis of physics in general. The two main things in physics are general relativity, which is very, very good at describing the behavior of the very big, and then quantum field theory, which is very, very good at describing the behavior of the very, very small. The problem is gravity. Like we found the various fundamental forces or the four fundamental forces, and we found the quanta or the quantized thing that actually communicates the force. Okay. We have not found that with gravity. So while we can predict what it's going to do, we have formulas that can measure it. We have good understanding of how to work with gravity. We don't know what it's made of. So that's always been the issue, to connect those two.
Like, it's the general understanding of a more massive thing will attract a less massive thing. But what makes that work?
Right.
Pretty much.
Because a magnet north attracts south. But how does that work? How is that force communicated? How is that attraction? How does one side know that it's attracted to the other side? It's a photon or a virtual photon that communicates that attraction. The strong force, how does one proton stick to a neutron, or how do two positive protons stay in the same nucleus together? Because we know positive and positive would repel. There's a gluon or a virtual gluon that's exchanged that communicates that force. And the same thing with when a proton changes to a neutron or vice versa. There's a decay. There is some type of boson, I think it's called the W or Z boson, depending on the exchange, that is also, that communicates that force, like that is either absorbed or emitted along with some other type of energy. So there's a thing at the tiniest level that does all this. As far as we know, as far as we can see, there's nothing to tell the moon that it's supposed to be attracted to the Earth and stay in orbit at that level.
Son, that was fucking impressive.
Oh, thanks. Is it clear though? That's the important part.
Yeah, right. Definitely. It was good examples, but yeah, I like you giving me a good roller coaster sentence. Where
run on.
Yeah, like I can barely render the information in my brain as you're saying it. It's like, cool.
All right. Well, hopefully that makes some kind of. But yeah, like I don't know.
No, but yeah, like what is there is no anything that's detected about what is making gravity grav.
Yeah. We can clearly see that it's the warping of space for these very big objects warp space, and then they move through this now curved space because of their mass. We can see that. But if you get down to the quantum level where you're talking about one particle, the gravitational effect, like where is that warping noticeable? Like how big does the particle have to be before, okay, now we can notice that warping is happening? Because anything before there still has to be some kind of quantum communication, I guess, that's the point of the article. The article is saying maybe there isn't. Maybe there's not a quantum gravity type thing. Maybe it comes after that. It's more of an emergent thing that happens, but it's not a quantum effect.
Like gravity's if this theory were to end up true, it's like, well, then gravity gets its own explanation. Like it doesn't get lumped in with the other stuff.
Exactly. There may not be a graviton after all. That's the hypothesized name of whatever particle that would be.
Ooh, gravitons. Not looking so good for you right now, gravitons.
On the ropes. Well, I don't know. This is like a new theory, so I have no idea how accepted it is and shit like that.
New information has come to light. Gravitons are going to get canceled. It's over for gravitons.
You had your shot. You should have stepped up while you had the chance. I mean, and the theory now is still very new. There's a lot in there that may be correct, may be incorrect. We don't know. Nobody knows yet because it's still so new. But I think the article also mentioned Alan Guth and the what the hell was it called? Where the universe got bigger. Not expansion. Oh Jesus, I'm drawing a bad blank on this one. After the Big Bang, there was the inflation. Sorry, cosmic inflation. That was a really like. There was a wall there that I had to juke around. Sorry.
Don't worry. If we had to buzz in to come up with that word, you would have been fine.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't tick down, right? The Jeopardy thing. Yeah.
I was like, well, he better say it. Because I don't fucking remember.
Yeah. No. Who? Alan? What? Never mentioned.
No, that's the only thing I remembered because it sounds like Mike Tyson referring to his favorite bird. Alan Guth.
Yeah. Yo, look in that pond and all the goose. That's not his favorite bird, though. I hope he doesn't hear this and get offended.
Oh yeah, he's pigeons. He's a pigeon guy.
He's a big.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All I'm saying is that we know what Mike Tyson's favorite bird is.
Because everybody better know what his favorite bird is. Or else that's on you if you don't. You suffer the consequences. If Mike Tyson walks this earth, you know what his favorite bird is. Period. Simpsons bit. That episode where there was like a riot in the jail cell, and I forget the Simpsons version of Mike Tyson, but he was
Dredrick Tatum.
What is it?
Dredrick Tatum.
Oh, okay. So he was sitting there in prison. He was like reading a book, sitting on the bed, and there was like a full blown riot, and there was fires, and people like fighting security guards, and it was just chaos. And he goes, "Hey guys, come on, shut up!" And everyone stops and goes, "Sorry, champ," and backs into their cells and everything. Yeah.
And that's an accurate portrayal. That's why they were so good at satire of why we all know what Mike Tyson's favorite bird is.
Yeah. Did you see the it was a documentary type, it was like a mini series of his. I think it was on Amazon, but it was the Mike Tyson story on Amazon.
Mm.
And
I don't think I did know.
Yeah, it was multiple episodes and it was very, very good. I don't know the actor that played him, but he did an excellent Mike Tyson impression. But they showed his story, his side of every story. But they started obviously when he was younger, and he wasn't a fighter. He actually was like, he liked pigeons and he got bullied a lot. And one of the bullies killed a pigeon in front of him. And that was the first time he just lost his shit and he beat this kid bad. Like at least according to the documentary, it might be dramatized for TV and stuff like that. But that was the first time he kicked the shit out of somebody, and it was over a pigeon. So,
oof.
Yeah, first of many.
You think that's anytime he was losing in a fight and he's in his corner,
picturing
that
that
corner guy's like, "Listen, Mike, I didn't want to have to tell you this, but do you know what he did to a pigeon in his locker room before the fight tonight?" And just
yeah, look at him. Picture him, hand on a cage full of pigeons, garbage can full of water. Go get him, champ. Stop that now.
I'd be careful if I were you for even saying that sentence where it could be published somewhere on the internet.
For the record, I'm against that. I was just saying as a motivation for Mike Tyson to go take someone's head off. That would probably be a good one, but I am completely and 100% against drowning pigeons. I hope that's, if we learn nothing else tonight, I hope that's the takeaway from the show.
You know what? That's a bold stance. You're a brave guy.
Mm.
To come out and say you're against drowning pigeons.
I know. I hope it's not too controversial. Hot take.
Yeah.
All right. Back to that article. Sorry, that was a weird Mike Tyson tangent.
I was hoping so bad that you were gonna go, back to Mike Tyson real quick.
Did you ever see him in the Olympics when he came down? Yeah, but so the proposed experiment. So they don't even have an experiment currently that can figure this out, but they have proposed an experiment that can do it, and it's the double slit. You're going right back to the double slit experiment.
Oh shit, double slit.
So if they can send something with mass through the double slit where they can kind of detect a gravitational effect, and they do it enough, and have, like, again, the monitor on one of the slits to see if the particle goes through there or not. The idea or the hope is, depending on the pattern of the gravitational effect, that over time, if the gravity is coming from both slits, like the idea that the particle goes through both slits at the same time and then interferes with itself and gives that interference pattern, the gravity should be somewhere in the middle. It should be like the average or the median or the mean or whatever the correct word is for the multiple slit occurrences or whatever. So if gravity is quantum, it would also be having that quantum effect and be in the middle of the two, versus if it's post-quantum, I think is the word they used. It was just kind of like getting into metal music genres and shit.
Yeah, which I generally am not pleased when there's post in front of a genre right off the bat.
That just means we don't know. I don't know.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah. He cleared. They liked Led Zeppelin probably, but that doesn't sound like Led.
So gravity, they can detect gravity. Like you can't see what it's doing, but you can detect it.
That's why it's proposed and not already
Okay.
performed. Yeah,
Right.
they don't. I don't know if they can yet, or if they have figured out a way to do it. But if and so the other part, if it is post quantum, they should be able to detect it along the two slits, kind in a way. You know what I mean? Like it would be two instances of it versus the average of the two. That's the idea or the hope or whatever. But yeah, I don't think they can actually detect, because if they could, then we'd know what the fuck it is, I guess, right?
Right. Yeah. That was going to be my reason. That wasn't a good question, but
No, but
no, yeah.
But that is 100% like along the lines of how the hell do we do this? We have to send something big enough that it'll have some kind of effect on gravity that we can detect,
Like
but
the lowest
small
end
enough,
of the spectrum mass.
yeah,
Like
and small enough that it'll obey this quantum uncertainty weirdness.
yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Now I don't remember if this came up at any point, but does the mass of mass of something, like do they know where exactly the mass starts? Like atoms have
Like
mass,
where's
correct?
that threshold,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I mean, atoms do have mass. They know what particles have mass and what particles don't. Sure.
And denser atoms have more mass on the molecular level, right? That's
Yep.
why it's denser all the way throughout.
And that's the periodic table is actually that atomic number or the atomic weight they have. Yeah, so as it goes up, it's bigger and more massive. Yep.
That's crazy shit. So
Yeah.
what's number one? Helium?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. So
Yeah.
hydrogen,
Helium's 2.
in theory, it probably something from a hydrogen atom, right?
I guess a proton, because a proton is a hydrogen ion. Technically, it's a positive ion of hydrogen. It just doesn't have the electron that would make it a molecule. So I would think maybe that might be the biggest. Or I think neutrons are slightly more massive than particles. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just saying stuff, but I have no idea if that could actually work or not. But I know neutrons are a single particle that are slightly more massive than particles. So that might be the guy to go to. I don't know. Or maybe do you have to do it with a quark? Like are protons and neutrons too big? Does it have to go down to the smaller level where quarks are small but they have mass?
Yeah. And they can't isolate quarks yet.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this theory could be like 60 to 80 years out before they can even actually prove it.
Yeah, well, that brings me back to Alan Guth. I never got to where I was going with it. So he proposed inflation, and when inflation first came out, like his first paper or whatever, there were a lot of problems with it. There were a lot of things that were not accurate, but it was such a good idea, and it solved so many problems that it was like, wait a minute, even though there are inconsistencies or there are holes in the theory, there's some meat on these bones, so let's dive into it a little bit more. And it was after him that it was more fleshed out. He just had the initial idea of wait a minute, what if the universe just swelled up really big out of nowhere real quick? And like, so his initial paper may not have been perfect, but as time went on, that's where they put the pieces together. So yeah, to your point, that's what that brought me back to, that is that this is just the first guy or first people, or I don't know how many came up with this, but this is just the first instance of this where it's like, hang on, what if we look at it under this light? And now, well, other minds will get to it and beat the shit out of it, so to speak, or beat the tires on it, I guess is another way to say it, and see if it holds up or not.
Beat the horse on it too.
Yeah, beat everything in sight. Beat the meat. All of it.
Beat you, beat him, beat everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be physics changing, because right now the whole goal is to combine general relativity and quantum field theory and make them play nice, or find the connection between the two, quantized gravity, whatever you want to call it. That's where physics has been headed for a while. So this idea to say, wait a minute, maybe it's just not. Maybe we don't do that.
And anytime theoretical physics has been, it always feels like theoretical physics. Woof, that was really butchered.
Theophysics.
Theodophysics. Anytime theoretical physics is brought up, where'd that thought go? Oh, that's it. Here it is. So anytime it comes up, there'll be an idea that's pretty widely accepted, and then someone gets a big break by going, yeah, but what if it's not?
That could happen. I'm trying to think of instance like the static universe. That's one where it was kind of assumed that even Einstein thought the universe was static, that this was the size it is,
right?
And it's been that way. And it was. I wish I could remember his name. Some French priest. He was the guy that was like, wait a minute, this shit looks like it's moving away. And then they were, so yeah.
And then also, this isn't physics, but it is astronomy. Like just going from heliocentric to geocentric, or vice versa, rather. Like just that idea. It's like, yeah, everything revolves around the Earth. Well, what if it doesn't?
Yeah.
Well, then we'll burn you at the stake, like we did everybody else who came up with that idea.
It's so crazy that, like, by, I don't know, just people looking up and mapping it out and then saying, what about those 5? They're doing weird shit.
Yeah.
And it's from that, like the snowball to there's this ball of gas in the middle and everything's going around it. And there's all of those other things up there are the same thing. Yeah.
And then just
someone has to buck the status quo. But yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
And even just to get to the point of, it's like, all right, you know what? I am going to write down what those 5 are doing every single night for the rest of my life, if it takes
it. Yeah. What else am I doing?
Yeah.
I can't hunt. I'm wearing a loincloth. I'm 47, which back then was 133.
And just because there wasn't shit else to do anyway. Like, it's like, what do you? I don't know if he was British, but he is now. Oh, what are you doing we have supper tonight? I think I'm gonna go draw the sky again, like I have for the previous 7+ years.
It's either stay here and listen to you tell me how I don't arrange the leaves correctly, or go over there and draw the sky. So that's what I'm going to do again.
Well, you never put them in the same place where they belong. You should put the leaves in the appropriate place.
Come off it, mate.
Oh, don't talk to me that way, or I'll give you something to come off of.
Come off it is good slang. I feel like it needs to be adopted.
That come off it. Oh, get off that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice shut the fuck up, but it's not as timid as like, come on, don't say that. Hey, that sounds.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when I tell my dog leave it, like it's kind of like that kind of vibe. Like, come off it, enough. Yeah.
You have to take the dominant tone. It's more the tone than the actual words.
Hey. Come off it.
Damn it! I thought I was gonna get through a whole episode without coughing.
It's part of the show, I feel like.
Certainly the last 4 months.
Yeah, we cough, we pee. It's hard to get to the mute button in time.
We pee, we cough, and that's what we do on our show. I'm totally making a sea shanty.
I like it.
About
there aren't enough sea shanties. Shout out to Ween, because they were the only band I know of with the balls to say, let's make a sea shanty album.
Album.
The entire album. Yeah.
Nice job, Ween.
Yeah. They got a country album, sea shanty album, an album that they wrote in 7th grade, things like that.
Well, I think they might grab me in on the sea shanty album. I'll start with that.
Okay. I'll send you the link.
So how do we get from gravity to sea shanties?
I don't know. Let me think. How can we? So the mollusk is an animal that lives in the ocean. And on Enceladus, there are potentially oceans underneath the ice surface.
Eucalyptus mollusks.
I love that. The name is Enceladus. I know it's Enceladus, but it's more fun to say Enceladus because that sounds like a disease or like a girl's name or, yeah.
See, Enceladus sounds like a ancient Greek general.
Or a flare-up. I can't type my Enceladus.
Every time I get up in the morning, I can't bend my left arm. Enceladus. If you're an adult between the ages of 44 and 63, you should try talking to your doctor about Enceladus. Yeah, almost had a whiskey keyboard there.
Yeah, that was the wrong time for that sip.
Enceladus.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Say it correctly.
Enceladus. Enceladus.
All right, fine.
I think so. Wait, hang on. Pronunciation. Let's hit the button. How do you do it?
Which thing?
Google.
How do you do which thing? Google.
There
you type
you
the
go.
word in the thing, and then you
Enceladus. Oh, I can hear it loud in my headphones. I guess that's not going to come through. Hold on, let me try this. Is this just going to go what?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did it work at all?
It didn't go wah.
Okay, nice. All right, Enceladus. That's it.
And
It's a moon of Saturn. It might be some kind of Greek thing.
Which,
Probably
if you
is.
remember from episode 27, we had a whole the moon contest about Saturn.
We did.
And now here we
I
are
think
talking about
Enceladus-
Saturn's moon.
And I think Enceladus came up back then. So
It did. So it's covered in ice, but it's got liquid water underneath it, or theoretically liquid water underneath it.
theorized to have a saltwater ocean. It's
Okay.
supposedly a planet of mostly salt water. Which, I mean, on its own is cool as shit. We got an ocean planet way back in the deep solar system, or an ocean moon. But this article says that it appears to be blanketed in a thick layer of snow. And if I'm not mistaken, the thick layer was a couple hundred meters. Like it's not just
Yeah, it's not
Put
a
on your
light
snowshoes.
dusting,
right.
as they say.
Which, I mean, that alone is just cool as shit. Just the fact that we've already talked about it. It has ice volcanoes, which, come on,
Yeah.
what else do you want from a moon of
It's just-
Saturn?
And how do those work again?
Yeah, so they don't have like plate tectonics like the Earth does.
Mhm.
It's more about gravitational squeezing, I guess is one way to put it. tidal forces. That's the word. Because Saturn is so large, as this moon orbits this large body, there's a whole lot of pressure as it spins around. I don't know if it's tidally locked or if it also has a rotation. Regardless, it squeezes and contracts and expands in different spaces. So all of this cold ass water way out and deep in the solar system is under the surface, it's liquid, but as it gets closer to the surface where there's less of a blanket to keep the heat in, it's just ice and snow. So out there, the pressure forces volcanoes, and it just erupts into the atmosphere, some of which goes into the rings.
That's the VIG.
Right, yeah, Saturn needs a kick up.
Yeah.
You gotta keep me looking pretty.
Kick up to these pinky rings.
Pinky ring shit. Yeah.
And the cool thing about that, which this article reminded me, is that the stuff getting kicked up from underneath in the volcanic eruptions is the one that contains the building blocks of life, right? It's
right.
The elements like
pre-life chemistry or pre-biochemistry kind of. Yeah, which I mean, it sounds like that kind of stuff, or it sounds like it's hypothesized that kind of stuff is fairly common. The the seeds that could eventually become life seem to be in a lot of different places, which, I mean, it kind of has to be, because unless there's somebody that put us here, which are we still doing that? But but otherwise, yeah, it would have to, for us to be here, there would have to be a really good chance of this shit just happening.
And as far as we know so far, there's 130 something elements, right?
I think 118, if I remember correctly.
118.
Just because I just listened to that episode.
Okay.
So, yeah, I learned from us.
Yeah, for the record, we may not have been right then either. So.
That's true too. That's true too. I am referencing idiots.
There's 118. Are you sure? Well, one of us said that last time.
It must be right.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Why was I bringing up how many? Oh, so yeah, there's 118 elements. The universe is as infinite as the human mind can grasp. Actually, significantly more than the human mind can even grasp.
Yeah.
If there's only that few elements, I mean, that combination in the scale of things probably comes up kind of frequently. Not frequently, but like there's a large enough sample set that it happens a fucking bunch.
Right. Yeah. Even if it's 1 in a billion, there's still a few 100 million of them out there. Like, it's staggering how big it could be, even if you're talking such a low percentage.
There's like 400 in our galaxy alone.
Right. Yeah, there's so much stuff. There's so many things.
She had so many things. But yeah, so that's just one of the steps, like, because as we've been saying, there's so many things that had to fucking line up correctly.
Yep. For
us to make fun of it.
Yeah, seriously.
Half-heartedly.
I'm curious. Scientists figure this out somehow, but are there other planets out there that evolved up to the point of dinosaurs and then stopped there? Because, like, if we didn't have that asteroid and then the mammals could rise and then become us, like, was it just going to be big lizards that didn't really care about anything but eating? That's always what, like, the idea of intelligent life being people that are like But what if I throw this over there? Like, what if I don't know, try to get out, explore that side or something? Like I don't think brontosauruses were doing that, right? They weren't like, I don't know.
Yeah, not yet, but that
Would they have evolved? Would there have been lizard assholes that were like, no, here's my flag.
uninterrupted lizard assholes. You don't know.
Right.
Like humans theoretically evolved over the course of like this level of intelligent primates is what 50 100,000 years,
Something
like that.
Let's even if you were to say 500,000.
Okay, let's say 500,000.
That's going real high estimate, but yeah, it's not that. It's not that long.
100 million years of lizards,
Yeah.
uninterrupted lizards. Maybe,
Right.
you don't know. They could have fucking found the cow poop in the grass.
But you know what's crazy about the dinosaurs? I think another thing that gets overlooked about how long, like, we're the rulers of the planet now, as we say, or at least the dominant species. But again, 500,000 years. Dinosaurs were the dominant species on the planet from like 200 million years ago to 65 million years ago. That is a huge, like, Justin Bieber is more closely related to the last dinosaurs than the last dinosaurs are to the first dinosaurs. How about that?
Oh man. Yo, fuck it. That makes sense because Denver, the last dinosaur, was also a singer. So
There it is.
get it, write it down, jot it down,
Yeah.
submit it to the patent office on a piece of paper like young Einstein did.
Shout out to Justin Bieber. I don't like your music, but if I was 19 with the kind of money that you had when you were 19, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like the fact that you didn't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I would have done. The fact that you're not dead. Let's go with that. You're
Yeah,
not dead.
that was
I would
going to
have
be
been dead.
the only example I would have given.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, good for you for not being dead.
yeah. And he doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life. Like he can
Ever
just
again,
stop
yeah.
doing things.
His kids don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. I don't know about his grandkids, but at least his kids. He got that kind of wealth.
Like he could put his money away and just go live in the woods and just whittle shit like for the rest of his life. And that would probably just that sitting in banks collecting interest would get his grandkids a life of luxury.
His grandkids could sell genuine Justin Bieber wood carvings. This was driftwood, and now it's a terrible statue. But Justin Bieber made it, so it's something.
This was driftwood. It's still driftwood, but it isn't as big.
It's less driftwood than when found. I found this driftwood and I carved a piece of driftwood out of it with some panache.
I found this one driftwood and I broke it into 55 pieces of driftwood. Collect them all. Now that drives up the market.
Yeah, Bieberwood. Right? There's only 55 exists. That's already rare, and someone will pay for it.
Yeah. Some asshole drinking scotch, but holding it in his hand like this up high, being like, "Yep, I got 33 of them. I know that at least 7 have been destroyed, and 3 are unaccounted for. I'm still working on getting the next few in like 200
always
years."
someone.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, but there are.
You should say, "I love," right?
TMZ in general. I don't want to throw anyone else say any specific names, but it seems to be the population is, hey, did you hear this person is dating this person, or this person is doing this with this? And like when people ask me about people that I like and say, oh, did you know that so and so is married to? No, I had no fucking clue. This is one of my favorite artists, and I don't know anything about them as a person because I don't give a shit. Like I consume the art and leave it at that. So yeah, I don't know what that has to do with anything we were talking about.
I don't either, but I will say
the Bourbon's Landing.
Hey, did you know that Iron Lung works on a fishing boat when he's not kicking ass in scissor fight? Yeah, that's what his albums are about. Anyway.
Yeah. And I actually knew him. We knew him personally, but I don't know it. Anytime I talked to him, it was about smoking weed or scissor fight lyrics. Those are the things. Nice guy, but you know.
Yeah.
So, how you been? No one gives a shit.
I loved listening to them for the first time and being like, man, this dude just says weird shit. And then you talk to that dude and he says all the weird shit in regular conversation. It's the craziest thing in the world. Yeah, dude. So, we're just going cave and we're going to deliver the Yankee coffin. It's like... In the same
both
sentence?
of those? Yeah.
What?
Would it be weird if I hugged you? I'm just curious.
But my favorite thing is how he always remembered your name. And why was that?
Because that was his name as well. That's all. It's easy to remember a Chris when your name is Chris. Yeah.
How crazy would that have been if he only remembered Chris's? Like, he could not remember another name. So anytime he met someone whose name was Chris, he was like, oh, thank God.
It's not too much of a stretch because I'm not far from that myself. I need your name 3 times at this point. Like, and we gotta
Feynman
connect.
said names aren't important.
Yeah, they're of no use.
That's what it was. They're of no use to me. That was more Joe Mantegna. I haven't done him in a while.
That's true. You gotta work on
my Feynman. I need to.
It was a fantastic Feynman. You just gotta listen to him one time. I think you'll be right back on. It's like riding a bike.
Like riding a bike that you don't let anybody else take a ride on. You just keep talking.
Yep. At some point, I would like to have a conversation with you about your thoughts on this subject. But anyway, let me continue on with my diatribe. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Do it now. Good old Feynman.
And Enceladus.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Are we still on Enceladus?
We are.
Okay, cool.
So, I mean, the whole point was it has a crazy amount of snow. So, as astronauts, we are trying to figure out, because we are astronauts.
We are.
As of now. We're trying to figure out how the hell do we land on that? If we wanted to go send a probe or we wanted to go explore or something like that with hundreds of meters of snow, what do you do to land on that and then have some kind of meaningful exploration from there?
Right, because it's not really too much like the actual landing, right? Because it's snow, but it gets like frozen over, right? Because of how cold it is.
I guess, but a lot of it probably lower down it gets frozen over and icier. But it seems like the volcanoes are the things that are raining down the snow. That's not coming from clouds and stuff.
And
like that necessarily.
How frequently are they?
I think it's like all the fucking time.
Oh, it's just nonstop.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the first planet in Interstellar. Like, it's just the crazy fucking tidal forces.
Tidal shit. Yeah, exactly. It's so close to this big body that things are going down always.
That sounds like a great way to refer to yourself when someone asks how your relationship is going. It's like, well, there's so much going on with this big body that something's going down always.
It's a Jersey Shore type line. Did you ever watch that show?
No.
So my wife got into it, and I hated the show, but not because of the characters. Like, I would hang out with Paulie and Vinny tomorrow. Like that, they absolutely for various reasons. But like Vinny was sarcastic and goofy and kind of funny, and Paulie was basically Tomo. Like so I could figure out how to get along with both of them.
Mm.
But oh my god, the show was bad because it would be coming up later. There was a fight. Guys, let me tell you about this fight. Oh my god, a fight's coming up. There's going to be a fight. Oh, commercial. Come back from commercial. There was a fight. Here comes the fight. The fight happened. Some guy said, "Oh, you're a jerk." And then it cuts to each individual person. They said he was a jerk. I didn't like that. Oh, he said he was a jerk. And then I went at him. And then Vinny threw a punch. And then you see Vinny throw a punch. And then it cuts to Vinny. I threw a punch. So it's like 4 minutes of stuff happened that they stretch into a half hour with all of that. And that's my it's not necessarily the people on the Jersey Shore that I have a problem with. It's MTV trying to make something where there was nothing.
I think the only reality TV show that I've been able to tolerate and not just yell over the whole time that it's on, and even then that happens with this one too, somewhat. Below Deck. That was that's the where people hire yachts like for a private like cruise for like a couple of days, and then it's just the crew, and they have them all over, and it's relatable because it's working people.
It's people that know their craft dealing with the general public.
Yeah,
like that kind of.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anytime anyone says I deal with the public, oh, poor you. The public are
rich public.
So stupid.
The rich public, people who can hire super yachts.
Right.
And then,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, the crew of all that. It's a lot.
Stupid, basic, and entitled.
Yes.
Okay.
Even the people you were hoping were going to be awesome, like I can't even think of an example now, but I remember there were a couple of times like, all right, these people have got to be cool, and it's like, oh, god damn it. But then every now and again you get a curveball, and they're like, wow, these people were so nice, which is just like working with the public.
Okay,
it's like you get beaten down, and you're the bar is so low eventually, where just someone has to just not yell at you, and it's like, they were very nice.
I worked at retail when I was a teenager, and I still remember there was this bald guy that came in, and most of the people, when they bought something, I had to fucking carry it. And he was probably, I don't know, maybe 30 at the time, and one of them shaved his head, probably went bald early, but I don't know why that stands out to me. He was bald and skinny. But I just remember he bought something, and I was like, "Do you need a hand with that?" And he goes, "No, I'm not a spaz." And he picked it up and carried it out himself. And I was like, thank you for existing, because yes, finally someone that could just handle their shit.
Like I've never been in a position where I've showed up to somewhere to buy a thing that I wasn't prepared to carry the thing out, even if it involved me bringing several other people.
Sure, yeah.
It was like,
because you can't rely on some fucking kid over there.
Yeah, or I need this thing. How am I going to get this thing to where I need it? Think of the whole fucking path.
Yeah, pre-playing the logistics.
Nobody does. Nobody does logistics.
Sadly.
It's
a lost art.
Yeah, I saw somebody buy a flat screen TV and then pull a fucking Prius around. I shit you not. And it's like, yo, you can't do that. Like, it's so bad for the fucking... This is a plasma TV, bro. You can't just have all the plasma on the front. It's going to stick.
You're just going to...
Or whatever.
That's what it does. Sticky plasma. No, you can't fit the thing in. I will say I have a minivan, and I bought a big TV, and I took the middle seats.
If you were like, I have a minivan, I bought a big van.
No, it's a regular kid sitting at minivan. It's got the 2 rows. Yeah, I don't need a full van. Minivan's good enough. But I took the middle seats out, and I bought a big TV. And when I bought it, and I pulled up in front to get ready to load it. And the people there were like, I don't think this is going to be big enough. So I opened the trunk and stuck it right in. And the person there was like, wow, you just sold me on minivans. I was like, yeah, you just got to make room and prepare, like you said. It's bigger than a pickup if you take the shit out.
I remember wanting a minivan after turning like 20, 21, 22, that area there. Obviously wanted an MPV because woo.
Yeah.
But
MPVs are fat.
Yeah. Rolling an MPV every week, you make 40 G's. That's how it works.
Yeah, that is math.
But yeah, I remember wanting a minivan. It's like, yeah, you could you bring whatever you need wherever you want. Let's grab a bunch of shit and throw it in the back and just bring it somewhere else. Cool. Done.
Right. Yeah, if you don't have kids, minivans are great.
Kids ruin minivans, man.
Yeah.
Starting with the upholstery. Am I right, fella?
Yeah. My only problem with my minivan is that my kids are in it. Other than that, it's fantastic. When I drive it alone, it's so quiet. It's perfect.
We got fucking detoured hard again.
Yeah, big time.
What are we talking about that time?
We can hop to the next article. I said harticle.
You did. Yeah. I was giving you a 3 count.
It happened.
Speaking of 3 counts, don't say this star's name 3 times.
So I don't know the name of this star system, but there's a 6-planet solar system.
Oh, I was setting you up for the other one. But
oh, damn it. Oh, Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go that way. Don't say this stuff.
Well, either or. I just wanted to joke, but whatever you want to do.
I missed that so hard. My bad. No. Knocked your mic down. We're going to go Beetlejuice because you said it. Because we'll get to the other one. Beetlejuice is more important. So, and especially because coming up is the total eclipse of the Charles in just a few months. Stay tuned. But we have an asteroid in our solar system that will be passing in front of Betelgeuse and causing an eclipse of a star from the Orion constellation, which is far off elsewhere in our galaxy. Which I mean, that's cool as shit that we can eclipse other stars, not just the sun and the moon. There's other things too.
And shit, I didn't even realize that this thing was in our solar system, because again, as I prefaced,
galaxy in our solar system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, then never mind.
Yeah.
I thought I heard you say solar system.
If I said solar system, that's not what I meant. So it's possible. That was a couple minutes ago. I don't remember. No, galaxy though. All of the stars we can see are in the galaxy. There's a couple things that look like stars that are other galaxies. I think Andromeda is probably the only one you can see with the naked eye. But everything else you see up there is in the galaxy, in the Milky Way.
Oh, and so, shit, this is going to happen at night? Somewhere. It's going to be at night somewhere, obviously.
At night somewhere, and I don't think it comes to the Northeast United States. Okay. I saw Miami, Florida, and a lot of South America and stuff like that down that way. So chances are we're not going to see it, but thankfully we live in the era that we live in, and someone will probably put it on the internet so we can look at it.
We'll get a reel from Astro Alexandra.
Yeah, there you go.
Talking very big with their hands. Did you guys see this thing right here behind me?
There's a big eclipse coming through, and it passed in front.
Oh, by the way, I saw a thing, as mentioned, at least within the last 10 episodes. I did email her to be like, "Hey, you want to be on the podcast?" Within two weeks ago, she was announced on Forbes's 30 under 30 list.
Oh wow! Okay.
No,
she's all set with talking to us. Yeah.
And nobody Nobody over 30 has that energy.
That's true too. Yeah. This is over 30. This is what you're working with.
Like, she fits more words into a 30-second reel than we do in, I don't know, like the amount of times that we go, hey,
Yeah, she edits and shit though. We don't edit. Like this we just fucking talk.
yeah.
You get what you get, and you don't get upset. She cuts out all the dead space. We're all about dead space. Gotta let it breathe.
Yeah, we are all about that dark matter of conversation, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Negative space. Negative space. You know what? We're gonna get this one. We're gonna get this one. Oh no. Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Negative space.
And now.
And now this transition.
We're transitioning. Ooh. That's a transition back to the same story we were talking about. What I want to see, though, what I'd be interested in with the eclipse, is it just going to be now we don't see Beetlejuice, or will it be like a cool Ring of Fire type thing where it kind of like, you know, the outside of Beetlejuice you can still see around the side of the asteroid? That'd be cool.
Yeah, like that. Seeing something that like you're just looking at a small spot in the sky that just kind of changes shape a little bit, or like kind of like gets warped and disfigured.
Yeah, will it just be like a dimming, or will it be some kind of noticeable? Whoa, look at that!
Yeah,
it looks a little cooler than it usually does. I think Beetlejuice isn't that the star that's supposed to erupt soon?
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, when is Beetlejuice gonna blow the fuck up? That's what we've been waiting on.
I hope during the eclipse. That would be the coolest shit
Oh my fucking
ever to
God.
happen. Yeah. If you're listening to this, do it then. Do it then. Blow it up. There's like a half-hour window. Do it then.
That would be fucking insane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
feel like
God,
oh, good.
No. You feel like, and my stupid joke will come after. Go ahead.
No, if we see the eclipse and we're like, cool, that was awesome, and then the sun goes down, and then like, wow, that was pretty fucking cool, wasn't it? And just this fucking thing lights up the fucking sky. I almost feel like I don't know. They'd both be fucking cool.
I think if it blew up right after the eclipse, I would probably find someone's shoulders and jump on them. I don't know what else to do with myself. That was the coolest shit that's ever going to happen.
Just pick up the nearest person that you see, and then just
you
get over here, and you just carry them around, just screaming just over your shoulder, like you just fucking pillaged the village. Just just fucking screaming.
Oh, please make this happen. God, if you're listening, not only number one, make that happen, and number two, $3 a month. Come on, you be a patron. That's not asking a lot.
For real, like the amount of money we have put in your collection basket,
Right.
Lord.
Yeah, I gave $6 today. So
look at you, yo! I was putting in $1 to $2 a week in the 80s and early 90s. That's $20 to $30 a week.
That's true.
So
inflation, that shit's crazy.
I mean,
well, I don't know how true it is, but inflation does exist. I just don't know the rate.
I'm not gonna check my math.
Me either.
Yeah.
I have no interest in checking.
Yo, check my math.
Roll with it.
Check my math, God.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. Why don't you show my work? How about that, God?
Yeah, but blow up that star. That'd be awesome.
So what's closer? That thing, that asteroid, or
Oh, right now that asteroid.
Okay.
I think the Umamamanu.
Oh, there you go. That's weird. There's no bees in that.
I don't. Yeah, I might be saying
No,
it wrong.
I said it
also.
wrong because you said no bees, and that sounds
Okay.
more right.
Yeah, it's probably closer, but might be right. So but regardless, that has been closer. I don't think it is right now. It may get closer again. I think it's supposed to be coming back, right?
Umanumanu moo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's do that one pronunciation.
Umanum badum 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 bum bum boo. Boo.
I don't even know how to spell it.
Big.
Is it OMMUMMM?
M.
Omumanu? Oumuamua. There we go.
Oumuamua.
Yeah.
Yo, what was that? What's that Hawaiian fish with the long ass name?
Oh shit, that's the Humu Numu Apua.
Apua.
Something like
yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
only
Apua.
That's the only part I remember ever.
Apua. And the Humu Numu Apua.
This sound,
Triggerfish.
that sound, Apua.
Yeah. And it's called the triggerfish or the pilot fish or something like that. I don't need all that shit. Last article?
Sure.
Hop into that since we're. So the last article seems pretty cool that we found it looks like we found some kind of solar system that is in perfect synchronicity. Yeah, it synchronizes nice. So it's like 6 planets in a row. The first planet goes around once. The second planet goes around once for every 2 times that the first planet goes around. The third planet goes around once for every 3 times that it synchronizes nicely like that they all kind of move around. Like the 6th planet is once for every 6 times the inner planet moves around.
They're not lined up, right?
They line up at times. They're not always lined up, but there are times that it all of a sudden like comes back together and lines up nicely.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're in harmony almost, and they're all within the distance of Venus to the sun, like this. So it's 6 planets in that close range that do this.
Oh shit! So it's like a 3-to-1 conversion rate with them.
I guess, yeah. And inside at that point, and it's the hypothesis is that most solar systems kind of start out like this. That as things come together, and each of these planets in this solar system is, I think, mini Uranus, kind of, or Neptune, like smaller ice giants, not quite super Earths, a little bit bigger than super Earths, but smaller for ice giant scale, like in that range. Mini Neptune, I guess, is the term that they kind of use, but they're all a similar size, and they're all close, and they all have that kind of synchronous orbits. So the belief is that most solar systems start off the same way, and it's only from interference and things moving in and things moving out and bigger planets forming, blah, blah, blah. So all that kind of stuff changes how solar systems end up. So it seems like this one has been relatively undisturbed for the millions or billions of years that it's been forming.
Oh shit! So, man, and I hope we didn't just fuck it up by observing it.
Yeah, right. The observer effect. Now we saw it.
Yeah.
It's just enough to quantum shift some shit.
Don't look at me. I'm forming. Said the
I'm not done.
come back in another 100 billion years, God. Yeah, I don't know what I was picturing, like with the synchronicity or the synchronous development of the planets where they're going around the star. That one.
Yeah.
Orbit. There's the words. Jesus Christ.
The orbits.
Orbit.
Whoa, it's mad windy. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it was windy over here before too. Orbits. There we go. Yeah, I was kind of picturing them like, are they all just in the same place the whole time? Like you could take a picture of it and it's just they're always in the same ratio to each other. Like that's kind of like what I was picturing. I didn't think it was right, but that's the best my feeble mind could come up with.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily like if there's ever a point that all 6 of them are kind of in an alignment, but it sounds like if you wait long enough, that would happen. And like the ratio of from 1 to 2 and 2 to 4 and 1 to 6 and all that kind of stuff, it lines up, and it's just pretty crazy that nothing else has come in to kind of maneuver or dissuade those orbits.
Yeah, there should be something screaming through that solar system at some point.
Yeah, some kind of rogue body from elsewhere that was ejected when other things touched each other.
Or what? Even like, what if one of them gets? Oh no, because they're already kind of locked in their orbit now at this point, right?
Right.
So okay, so yeah, like so.
Yeah, they already got to the point where the things that usually happen most other places didn't happen here. It's a 1 in a 100 billion chance or something like that.
Yeah.
But when you have 100 billion things, you're gonna see it.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next thing's got to be something chaotic that's got to come flying through there, or maybe
which happens
passes through like an asteroid field or something, or
Well, yeah, the Oort cloud gets disrupted. Like we have that Oort cloud, so the equivalent of that around whatever star that is, something passes through that and disrupts objects, and they come hurtling towards the star.
And fuck shit up.
Yeah. And good luck everything else.
How far away is this thing? Again?
The Oort cloud?
No, the this solar system.
Oh, it's in the Milky Way, but it's pretty far. Let me look it up real quick. I think it's this was 100 light years away in the constellation Corner. What is this? Corner Berenices? Coma Berenices is apparently a constellation name that I've never heard of.
Coma Baronesses?
Coma Baron, yeah.
No, I have no idea.
Berenices, I don't know. Isn't that a book about bears or something?
It's about how to get bears to treat you like they like you being around. It's called Bear and Nices.
This book is about respecting bears and getting them to respect you back.
Barrow Nices. Shit. That's fucking neat.
It is.
Yeah, you got anything else on that?
I do not.
All right.
No.
Well, then in that case, under the guise of science. Yep, science. That's the word.
Yep.
Guise, always spelled Guise. Under the guise of science at Gmail, Facebook, and Instagram.
Under the guise of science on TikTok, YouTube, and at Science Guys on X/Twitter. And as always, please do listen to Fart Barf.
Come talk to us. Come talk to us.
Yeah, reach out.
Yeah.
Say what's up.
Or
Okay.
yeah.
Text me. If you know me, text me and say I like the show.
We already know what it's like when you don't talk to us. So let's try the other one. Talk to us.
Let's see what happens.
If my friends call your friends, and we can be friends.
That all right with you?
See you next time, fuckers.